What's good, YouTube? This is Very Mellow Man, and welcome to part 44 of my Yakuza 5 Remastered Let's Play. We're at the very final chapter of the game, but we're not going to start the end game just yet. We still have stuff to do, so let's get going.
さてと、あとは時間が来るまで各自自由行動にしません？
そうですね。それぞれまだやり残してることはあるでしょうし。
せやな。ああ、そうだな。
この店自由に使って構わないってママから伝言です。毛布も用意してもらったんで、休みたい時に使ってください。そんなとこですかね。準備が済んだらここにしよう。いいですか？
わかった。
And we're about to consolidate money and items. Well, that's funny, Akiyama, because between your 3 million, Kiryu's 7 million, and Shinada's 12 million, the only one who can actually be called strapped for cash is Saejima. And you're inaccurate about that as well, Saejima. Akiyama is the one carrying those. Once been pulled, a shared item box has been added. When you access the item box, you can now use items with other characters. Change characters now, set the character in hideout.
じゃあ、明日の夕方、行動開始で。
You're free to explore from now until tomorrow evening. Use the blankets and use Serena to move time forward. Once you've done all you want, talk to Kiryu if you are controlling Akiyama, otherwise talk to Akiyama. You can travel to cities these characters linked to by taxi. You can also change characters in each city. Following change characters, you resume playing Kamurocho. Right, everything's pulled together. Your money, as well as points earned at casinos and Coliseum, are pooled on the item stored in the item box. So now we have a total of 22,296,712 yen. Well, we also have 299 wooden tags, 5,000 mahjong sticks left over from Shinada, and a total of 171,825 casino chips pooled together from Kiryu and Shinada's massive amount of leftover casino chips. Price tickets as well, Kamurocho and Sutenbori locker keys, all that good stuff. It's just, guys, we're in it. This is the big finish. So, one thing we're definitely going to be doing is keeping these on for now. Travel through cities. All right. Let's see. 20, such as a 20. All right. So we're gonna go to Minamida's and finish out the rest of Kiryu's training with him, and that's gonna be the case with all the other characters, since the point of this video is to focus on making sure every single character. So let's make sure every single character gets maxed out, so to speak. Oh boy. Yeah, you guys are gonna be fun to wall through. You guys are gonna be fun. flashback battle. So, okay. Right. So flashback battles are basically the original feature of the IF-7 machine in Yakuza 3 and 4, allowing you to replay boss fights Kiryu and the other protagonists fought over the course of the story. Come on, Yahaba. Come on. Oh, that's cool. That's a heat move for the rush style in Yakuza 0. Yeah, this is a new engine, and it makes sense to reuse animations from an engine already created for Yakuza. Let's try the flashlight battle again, because I'm curious about how this soul orb thing is supposed to work. Now, I know we get soul orbs for doing this, but we also get a total of 8 per character, so... Does it mean we only get a total of 8? Period. Do we get points for doing anything, period? Or does it depend on... Or does it depend on just straight up... Does it just depend on straight up, do we just completely... Or do we just need to do the IF8 8 times for every character? Okay, so we need to do that. We have 4 soul orbs total from playing as Kiryu, so we're just gonna keep flashbacking this battle. Which, in all honesty, seems like the fastest way to get this done anyway. Oh, that's the rush counter dodge, too. So, Kiryu's actually fighting the guy who's gonna use the rush counter. Rush style. Yeah, this is going to be the fastest with Kiryu and Saejima, without a doubt. Alright. That should be 5. And obviously I have plenty of money to do the soul I'm grinding with. Oh, tossed. That's interesting. Okay. Fades. This really is probably the best way I can think of to just get the characters up high and up higher. Bonus bosses that allow them to increase their abilities even further than what they already were. I completely forgot about Kiryu's dragon thing. Seven. Okay. So cancel, increase, max health, boost amount of heat gauge when. Heat gauge rises slightly when staying when attacking an enemy while dragging through its effect. Nice. And secret of guard breaking, which. Alright, we should be getting close to how many of these Kiryu can actually get. So let's go deal with it. Yeah, that's a lot. It's not that I don't want the combo mat on these people. It's just that the way... Quit stepping behind everything is a little bit of a hassle. Okay. We're gonna make this really fast because we're just gonna... Last battle's gonna be as much tiger spam as possible. I'm sorry. I don't have any real choice, but I have to tiger drop spam for this last fight. Take a seat, sir. I know I said the last one was the last time, but I feel like we're just going to keep getting soul orbs at this point, so I might as well keep trying, see what the actual cap is. I always do the same thing. Oh, hey, guard break. Okay, gravity converter. That's sweet. Let's go, check this in the Kamiyama works real quick. So now we're back as Shinada, and I've decided that we're only going to actually show a limited number of these fights in the actual final product of the video. Oh, that's right, he never actually met Minamida. Right. Alright. So yeah, we're gonna do the stuff that's unique to the characters first. Then we're only gonna... Like, we're gonna see Kenichiro once as Shinada. Then we'll do the street fights once with the other characters. We already saw Kiryu's. We didn't actually see Kiryu's street fight. I just realized we never actually saw Kiryu's straight fight because they edited out the first video. But yeah, basically... This is why Shinada's going to be kind of the biggest problem here. I had a discussion with a buddy online about the comparisons between this game's combat and Yakuza 0's. And we both noticed that Yakuza 0 reshuffles the combat mechanics of the other playable characters into Kiryu and Majima, as I've already explained in the previous video and in Yakuza 4. But the thing about Shinada is that Shinada's basically what brawler style would be like for Kiryu if it sucked. If it really sucked and had... Like, limited moveset doesn't even begin to describe why Shinada's entire... Like, he has that... His rush combo is pathetic. He has 3 hits with it. And his combo finishers are equally... are just not there. It's just underdeveloped. And the reason for it is because your actual combo finisher is the My Meteor Tackle, but this grabbing thing they also just forced him to do just doesn't fit what the character's trying to do. His rush combos suck. His grapple techniques aren't as developed as Tanimura's. Yeah, I think showing each character's Streets of Rage. This is basically Streets of Rage. That's what these sections of the IF are. The IF8 are. We already saw it with Haruka. I know you guys already saw Haruka's. But my mind's going all over the place. Shinada looks like he's about to start up a nasty brawl rush combo, but he's not. And the My Meteor Tackle thing is... It just seems weird. Like, I know that Shinada's gameplay is meant to reflect the fact that he's not... He's like the only playable character that's not used to dealing with... Oh my god, 2D Daiko. He's not used to dealing with the criminal underbellies like Kiryu, Akiyama, and Saejima are. But that's... But it just makes him kind of... It just feels stitched together. He's a bunch of ideas that were not properly developed, because one of those ideas is properly developed, but he just has leftover moves, so to speak. I'll be right back. Sex you are, because it's not really interesting. Alright. Oh my god, right. Shinada has to fix his other stuff, but we're not going to talk about that later. Now, flashback battles. Okay. So back to the comparison I was making about 5 and 0. Shinada's weapon-focused combat is probably the best idea he's had, the strongest one. And it's such a strong concept that Goro Majma's swatter, or like swatter style, honestly just feels like that concept refined to a much better art form. Not like this, like you can see where it began here, with Shinada getting a bunch of sturdy weapons that are unbreakable, even if they have low damage compared to breakable weapons. That just replacing one breakable weapon you can use as the combo moveset for is way more Oh, okay, nice content, Daiko. You didn't bust out at all in their actual fight. Nope, not this time. Oh, okay, so you can grapple. You can counter my grapples. Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. But yeah, basically what we're trying to say is that Shinada is at his best when he's using his weapons, because his actual rush combos are not well developed enough to make up for it, as you can see here. It's not about me being bad at the game or whatever. It's just that he's better off just sticking to weapons for his combat the entire time, like the other characters. Like, you can... You can probably say that, you can probably say that batting and swatting and using weapons doesn't exactly make Oh, I didn't see that he was preparing a counter. Oh, finally. That's going to be fun to do 8 times. Not. Luckily for you guys, you're not going to be seeing all 8 attempts. So, now we're going to switch up and go get Akiyama. And I'll be right back. Alright, it's Shun Akiyama time. So, we're going to do Shun's Streets of Rage level first. And then we're going to do his flashlight now. Now, Akiyama is a character I love playing as. Which is kind of funny because, to be honest, I prefer... I don't know. I don't actually have a preference for any of the styles for Kiryu and Yakuza at all. Like, I don't have a preference for the styles. They're all strong in their own fields, and they're all meant to be used together. But look at that, look at that. I just... It's just with Rush, I feel like, yeah. I think that, all things considered, the only character that's not fun to play as in Zero is Shinada for reasons I already gave. But Saijima, Kiryu, and Akiyama are all fun to play as. Tai Moore was more fun to play as, but this is not a complaint about Shinada video. I've already done that. I'm just saying that ultimately they tried something interesting with Shinada. It didn't work out for a multitude of reasons, and by Yakuza 0, they fixed what was wrong with it through Majima's slugger style and Kiryu's brawler style. That's about all I really have to say. So back to Akiyama. Akiyama's speed is well earned, and because of that, the fact that he does less overt damage than Kiryu and Saijima can with their melee attacks is not only on purpose, but perfectly fine, because his DPS can technically exceed either of theirs if you know what you're doing. And more to the point, because of that, Akiyama's speed and his quick step, if you're really good at the game, you can outright juggle enemies and keep them from actually being able to get up. Like, Like, as you can see, like, I've seen one video of Akiyama fighting Arai, for example, and it's like, and it's pretty telling that like that Akiyama can guard break with his kick as a natural part of his moveset, and he just and he actually gets decent damage off the follow-up because he has a follow-up. The secret of guard breaking that I just unlocked with Kiryu doesn't feel nearly as fun to do, because the timing of it is just the problem I have the biggest problem with. Alright, time for a flashback battle. Let's do it. And of course, this is going to be the Ukita fight, but with more of our moveset. The street fights are an interesting idea, I do think. And Sega, I understand why Sega wanted to put a version of Streets of Rage in the Yakuza games, but by design, it's not as mechanically interesting. It feels more like an attempt at both a 2D brawler and a 2D fighter, but the Yakuza games shine with three-dimensional fights like this. Akiyama, like, all these characters do have a skill ceiling, I admit. And Akiyama's is basically figuring out how to force your opponent. And Akiyama's is, like, force your opponent to... Okay, Akiyama's is just inflict as much DPS as possible by striking your opponent in the same area over and over again. Pretty much. Alright, Saitama, let's do this. Electric chair thing. Of course, Saitama thinks it's an electric chair. That's a little morbid, but... yeah, that's a perfectly fine justification for doing stuff. So, Saitama is going to be... Tsuki Mino. And honestly, this type of thing with Saitama is going to be kind of weird. Shinada was clunky. Kiryu and Akiyama were pretty straightforward, all things considered. But Saitama is going to be weird. Also, you walk forward when you're using your you walk faster when you're using your R1 fighting stance than his charge moves give him a degree of super armor. So whenever people come around and do that, like, why do they walk faster when they're using the fighting stance? I don't understand. But yeah, because of this, it's kind of like the Haruka thing, where Haruka, because the developers didn't want to program a 16-year-old girl getting punched, she had a barrier that gave her like some slight armor on attacks. Saitama has that with charging, so he can absolutely clean house. You can absolutely just... And Kugihara was not prepared for a Saitama with this much power. He just wasn't. I just love the fact that this is like that. But then again, that's what happens when you use an early game boss who's not really balanced for a character with the for their late game moveset. On the other hand, who else could it really be? Because at the point you can unlock Minamida's training, you aren't supposed to realize you can fight Watase and Katsuya. Or Kiryu. Baba would just be giving away... Fighting Baba would just give away the fact that he's involved in the story too, so it can't be him. Like, the sooner you can unlock the IF-8, that would also depend... That would also explain the boss fight you get for it. So it had to be Kukihara. Also, because adding a bear would actually make it impossible for Saitama to win. Or lose. Like, the giant bear that Saitama fights in Hunter and Killer, Yamaoshi, he couldn't fit into IF-8. He couldn't fit into the IF-8 as a boss fight because it would actually be easier to deal with him in that matter. Oh, look, you have your ads too. Let me take rid of those first. Just a second. Oh yeah, Saitama's gonna have the easiest time maxing out his stuff. Jeez. Yeah, no. What else were you gonna do with Saitama? I'm sorry. Maybe you should have considered adding some... Well, I guess an extra health bar and extra would have made the ads even more ridiculous, to be honest. Alright then. So, we'll use on one more flashback battle with Saitama. and his will be the only other flashback battle we see on this video, besides Kiryu's that we played more than once. Because it speaks for itself. So that's going to be the end of the training sessions with Dr. Minamida here. There's really nothing else to show for it. Soul Orbs increase your heat gauge and your heat generation rate. That's going to be it for all the characters. Yeah, that's going to be it for all the characters. So next up, we'll be taking on a tournament of sorts. So, stick around for that. This is Very Mellow Man. I'll see you guys real soon.